All right, good afternoon. Yeah, this is going to be a short show. I'm sorry for being late, but, I had some stuff I had to do. I just finished a little printing job that, I got a call, and he said he needed it done today. So, it's done. That takes precedence, I'm sorry. Or not sorry. That just is the way it is. Let's get to it. It is hot down here. It's actually smoky down here. Y'all can't tell, but, as the stuff is doing stuff in the dryer, so sometimes the smoke get out. So it's a little smoky in here. But I'm here. Anthony Prosser, good afternoon. Erica Hummins, representing Reading, good afternoon. Got Sierra Brooks in the house, good afternoon. Tanika, good afternoon. Wait a minute, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And rounding out the top 5, Dina Johnson, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you guys for, checking back and joining me. Danny B. Dozier, representing Westwood, good afternoon. Jerica Van, good afternoon. Sierra Brooks. Oh, I already said Sierra, didn't I? Yeah, she was up there earlier. But she's representing New York today. Steban Speed, representing Queensgate, good afternoon. J Rolls, 48425, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Dina says she's representing Walnut Hills. Good afternoon, Walnut Hills. Jacqueline Carter, good afternoon. I'm not even going to say the Wonder Woman thing. I'm tired. Good afternoon. Tanika say, why you playing with us? I was refreshing my screen. I had intended on being here again. Like I said, I got a call saying, I need this order and I need it today. So you got to do what you got to do, Maria Smith, representing North College Hill, good afternoon. Danny says he's representing Westwood, by the way. Jacqueline says she's representing Evanston. Am I looking at stuff that already came through twice? I feel like I've read these before. Jacqueline says, you look tired. I am. I'm a little tired. I am. I've been at it since this morning. Well, I don't know, not really. I didn't actually get started with the actual printing until around 12:45. Actually, no, that's not true. I started right at around 1 is when I actually first started pushing a squeegee. It's around 1 o'clock. So, yeah. Wear a gas mask. Open the window. Windows are open. I don't need a gas mask. I'm fine. Dwayne Larkin, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Tanika, by the way, says she's out there in Orlando, Florida. And thank you, Jerica. She says, we thank you for being here. Let me see. Kush. All right, Kush in the house. Good afternoon, Kush. Samuel Campbell Jr., good afternoon. Why it sound like you live on location downtown? What? I don't know. Oh, there is noise in the background. I have a air conditioner blowing because it's hot. It's hot. I have to have 1, 2, 3 dryers on when I do, and I was doing a water-based print today. So I have to have 3 dryers on when I'm doing this water-based print. And so, yeah, it gets really hot down here. So, yeah, I turned on the fan. Look, I do a lot for y'all. I finished, made sure everything ran through the dryer, made sure everything was cured, got everything together, and immediately came over here, turned on the AC, came here and sat down. I'm still sweaty. Y'all can't see the sweat, but that dark spot, that's sweat. That's sweat. So, and it is. Normally I don't have on the AC when I do the show because of the noise. But I'm hot. It is what it is today. Samuel Campbell says Sycamore Township, by the way. Monica Bowles out there in Pleasant Run Farms. Good afternoon. Shirley Ellis Howe. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Shirley. Brenda Early out there in Fairfield. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I know your shirt collar is exhausted. I'm not even sure what that means, but all right. You thought it was funny. I guess that's all that matters. Mike D. Ballard Sr. representing Woodlawn. Good afternoon. Terry Coleman out there representing E-Town. Good afternoon. DeWanda Wise Hunter. Good afternoon to you. Diana Huddleston Angel out there in Coleraine Township. Good afternoon. Tria in Avondale. Good afternoon, Tria. Twin say fix your collar. I'm cool. And James Benta says Vancouver in the house. All right. Sierra sharing some good news. She say, I want to share my good news. My music photography was featured in one of our major newspapers in Boston. All right. What? Congratulations. That's if that's what you do, that's a big deal. I'm saying that to the other people because somebody might be like, but if that's what you do, that's a big deal. So congratulations. Edward Lee Tommy Smith say, E-Man, how to holding Diddy with no bond for basically buying coochie in Kentucky and bringing it home to Cincy, and then they keeping him with no bond. Unreal. Sound like you, I can't say what I was going to say. Sounds like you support Diddy, and you have a right to. Some men think it's okay to beat women. Some men don't. I'm not judging y'all who don't think that, it's a bad thing. Y'all got a right to y'all opinion. CK says, I always thought Tom Brady would retire a bingo. Okay, that didn't make sense, and you know it. Logic Slayer, good afternoon. Representing Norwood. All right. A few people congratulating Sierra. Shahira in the house. Good afternoon. Representing Bond Hill today. All right. Good afternoon. And I think that's about it. That's about it. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I plan on relaxing tomorrow, enjoying 4th of July. I'm eating some barbecue somewhere. I don't know. I know there are people who are like, hey, you shouldn't celebrate the 4th of July. And, okay, I'm not celebrating the 4th of July necessarily. It just happens to be a day when a lot of people get off work and take that opportunity to fire up the grill. I'm eating some barbecue somewhere. I might even wear some red, white, and blue. I doubt it. But you never know. You never know. I might do a special afternoon experiment logo. If I was going to do it, I probably should have did it today. But I might do a special afternoon experiment t-shirt, and wear it to wherever I go. You never know. But I'm eating some barbecue tomorrow. That I know. James says it's never okay to beat women or anyone. Right. Some people don't agree with you. Some people don't agree with you. Some people, they say, hey, he beat women, but, he can dance. So, hey, let him out on bond. Again, I'm not here to judge them. I'm just saying. Albert Caldwell, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see. Diddy wasn't convicted of beating women. He didn't have to be convicted of beating women. We saw him do it. He admitted to doing it. So he doesn't have to be convicted of. Like, really, that's what y'all holding your hat on? He wasn't convicted of beating women, so that make it okay? So if you see somebody beating a woman, but ain't no police there and they don't get convicted, like, I still like this guy. I don't understand the mindset. He was convicted of buying coochie. What was he convicted of? I don't even remember right now. Two counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Okay. Yeah, that's a crime. It's a crime. So he wasn't actually convicted on buying coochie. He was convicted on transporting people for prostitution. For the most part, the people who he transported was men, if I understood the reporting on the testimony. It's okay. You can admit that you like him because you like him, and the fact that he beat women is okay with you. That's all right. You can admit that. And again, I'm not here to judge. But you're saying he was convicted of something that he wasn't actually convicted on, and then you're trying to pretend like that's okay to do. I promise y'all, I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand the people who ride so hard for these. I guess it's because they're celebrities, and we live in a culture where, we uplift. A lot of times we uplift the wrong thing, we celebrate the wrong thing, and we look down on the right thing. So, okay. Edward, you can support him. Here, you are free to support him. Edward says jaywalking is also a crime. And you're saying that to say what? So you think jaywalking is the same thing as transporting people across state lines for prostitution? Is that the point that you were making? I really need y'all to do a better job of tying y'all statements to a point. Okay. Jaywalking is illegal. You're saying that to say, so transporting people for prostitution is okay. Because jaywalking is illegal. Transporting people across state lines for prostitution should be okay. I don't understand the point that you were trying to make. Please help me. Please. Just make it clear. You could call 717-KING, 717-5464, and then I don't have to guess what you mean when you put stuff. Like, I can ask you right there on the spot. Like, you say, jaywalking is illegal, and I can say, and the point in you saying that is what? And then you can say whatever your point was. And I don't have to guess. And then I understand it, hopefully, and it makes sense, and then I'll be like, okay, I had never thought of comparing jaywalking to transporting people across state lines for prostitution, but you got a point. I just want to understand it. Twin.
What's up, E, man?
How you doing?
I'm okay, man. I'm blessed. I can't complain. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Twin.
Ain't nothing wrong with.
Hold on, before you start, may I ask you a question?
What?
Do you really not understand the difference between saying Kroger's and saying I've been at this job for 4 years? Do you not understand that an S actually belongs on one and not the other?
I understand it.
Okay.
No, the way if you listen to Wyatt, though, and I like Wyatt, man, he's funny. But if you listen to him, he put the emphasis on it, man. He let that motor run. He say years. We say years and all that, but he let that ass ride, man. He put and I had thought about you. I said, now you got to make us do a correction. No, he got to play correction also the words you say, because it gets on his nerves. So I was thinking, I'm like, man, I'm tired of why I keep on putting the ass on it. I like he let that motor run years. Like, damn, just say years, man. But he let the ass ride. He just let it ride, and I thought about you. I like, man, let Emanuel take care of this.
Well,
I know I know you been hearing it though.
yeah,
Since I've been listening to it, when
I
he say
heard it.
years, huh?
I did hear it, but what he's talking about, it's appropriate because he's talking about plural, and so
Yeah,
sometimes,
I understand that, but
okay,
the way he said, he
just
let that ass ride though.
okay. See, that's something that vexes you. That don't really bother me
Oh, but when twins say it's a different story, huh?
because
I get it.
you're
I get
using
it.
an
I
S
get it.
inappropriately.
I get it.
Like you
Cincinnati
strike
don't mess
me,
with out of
you strike. Hold
towners.
on,
I get it.
how old is your son?
Which one?
The youngest one.
He's one.
All right, because you strike me as the type that would say he 1 years old.
No, I say he's 1 year old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You said 1 years old. There's no S. One is singular. He's 1 year old.
Man, I ain't got to,
Not
man.
1 years
Come
old.
on, man.
2 years.
Man.
But the S, when you put it on there, you make it plural. So he's 1 year old.
You got to put the S on it because you know I had people like, hey, how old is your daughter? So I'm like, oh, she's 5.5. What? So it's about the same things, right?
No.
About the same thing?
No.
Well, why they always say that then?
No, it's one, because people say stuff wrong and people don't correct them, so they don't know. It's 1 year old.
Okay, why people always say 5.5, 2.5?
Because that's 5.5 or 2.5. But it's 2.5 years because it's more than one.
I just thought they said because they closer to the birthday or something. 5.5, 2.5. Oh, she's 2.5. Oh, she's 24 months. Man, just say the damn, hey, oh, she's 24 months. Okay, she's 2. Just say 2. We got to put all that 24 months, 18 months, and all that. I be hearing that. I used to hear that a lot. Oh, she's about 16 months old, 24 months old. Hey, what? Say the damn age. You know. What's good, man?
Nothing much. Nothing much. What's on your mind?
Oh, now what you preaching about today?
I just came on, man. I just came on.
I know you mentioned a little bit about state line or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. Somebody brought up what Diddy was accused of or convicted of, and they said he was accused or convicted of, buying sex, I'll say. But I tried to correct them and let them know he was convicted of, transporting.
Hey, Emmanuel, your ass though, if he was convicted of what? Transporting, right?
For the purpose of prostitution, yes.
Wouldn't you line that up with racketeering?
I would, yes.
I'm saying if you found him guilty on transportation, that would be considered a racketeering act, right? Because across state line, because that football player, I was telling Wyatt, what's his name? Daryl Sharpton, I believe, played with New Orleans, I believe. He's a cornerback or safety.
No,
he got you don't know?
No.
Yeah, he used to be on NFL Today and all that. I mean, NFL Network and all that. They gave him 8 years for that, crossing state line, trafficking.
But hold on. Let me ask: was the person that he was moving across state lines a minor?
Emmanuel, I can't answer that off rip.
Okay, because that might make a difference.
Yeah, because they was tossing her like a salad or something, man. Gang type, gang rape affiliation type.
You mean organization? Organization.
No, it was gang type. Like, hey,
I thought we agreed.
Your turn.
I thought we
your
agreed.
Turn, my turn.
They just called organization now.
Come on, man. I gotta mess with your brain, man.
Oh, okay.
Come on. I gotta pickle. You do the same to me, man. So come on, man.
Okay.
But you mess with people, I gotta mess with in reality, though, they label us that back in the day. J. Edgar Hoover, oh, that is not no organization. That's criminal activity. They're gangbangers. So, That's how it is.
I mean, y'all was selling drugs and killing people. So.
Well, what we was doing positive though.
I don't know that matters.
Okay, you don't know the history. You don't know the history. See, y'all.
Hold on. Didn't I just hear you say on Wyatt's show you don't care about history? You don't care about what used to happen? You don't care about what happened back in the day? All you care about is right now. So don't be trying to get me to understand the history of something for to justify the bad deeds of your organization when you don't care about the history of your own people.
If your late coming in on podcast ass would have goddamn it dissect what I was saying, you would have knew what I was talking about.
I know exactly what you said.
I said on my time, during my time, my years, when I was growing up, I ain't on no damn ancestor time. So you didn't catch that.
No, I did.
I'm not going back to no 1800s.
And I'm not going
That's
back to
what
no
I said.
1960s,
I'm on twin
1970s.
time, the time that I grew up.
And
my mama and them time.
I'm going back to when you was in the gang. I'm not going back to the 60s and the history of it. I'm talking about the people that was out there selling dope and murdering people.
Why you so offensive against somebody making a hustle? Whether it's good or bad.
Oh my God! Here's what I'm against: selling drugs to people and murdering people.
And what they do at the doctor then, the pharmaceutical, what they do? They the worst drug pushing motherfuckers ever.
Okay, you might have a point there, but
I know I got a damn point. The government's the big dope dealer ever.
I said you might have a point.
They distro this out.
Oh my goodness!
Distribution you talked about yesterday.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's the distribution. What you holding up for?
Cause y'all was out there selling drugs to people, getting them addicted, and murdering.
I don't care how you make your hustle, man. I don't care how you make your hustle.
That's fine. You don't
care. I can't knock you for it.
You don't care, but a lot of us care.
Okay, I don't care. That's your prerogative.
I know you don't care.
It's called mind your damn business.
Well,
I ain't tell you about my product. It's up to you.
When you are exterminating my people, that's my business.
You said what now?
When you're exterminating my people, that's my business.
Okay, why you didn't tell a white man that? When he flooded the black community, why you didn't tell him that?
If he called in right now trying to justify
why
I would.
No. Why you ain't go march your ass to the House of Representatives and say, hey, white man, why you do our people like this?
I didn't march myself to your house. You called my show trying to justify selling drugs and murdering people. If a white dude came and tried to justify...
I never did say I caught a body. I never said I murdered nobody on your show.
I didn't say that you said you did. I said you're trying to justify it.
You just said I did say it.
No, I didn't. I said you're trying to justify it.
Man, I don't knock no man hustle. No woman hustle. Whatever you get it back. Get with it. Whatever. Get your money. I can't knock you. I don't care what you do.
That is a horrible...
It's a game you play, though.
A horrible way
to
live.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's your belief. If you want to hustle, sell drugs, do that. If you want to sell newspapers, that's you. But one thing, one's illegal, one's not.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you couldn't
games.
understand
You playing with fight.
You couldn't understand why your organization was labeled a criminal organization, and it's because y'all was doing criminal shit.
Who brought it to the table?
It don't matter who brought it to the table.
No.
So again, that's you trying to justify it. Stop trying to justify it. Y'all was doing criminal shit, so y'all got labeled as a criminal organization. That's only
we got a deal
reasonable.
for you. We got a deal for you. Hey, make this deal. Hey, we gonna set these drugs in the black community. Hey, who want them? Come get it. We got a better price for you. And people ran off with it. It's up to you, the choices you make. If you want to sell drugs, you don't have to. It's up to you, Emanuel.
Again,
if you want to sell,
you keep trying to make me lose sight of what started this.
Ain't no fake seeing on nothing.
You can't even hear what I'm saying because you want to disagree with me so bad. But
because we ain't in the same shoes, man. You probably size 9, I'm a 10.
What that?
I'm an inch above you, and you're not on my level.
Oh Lord,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh Lord,
you're not on my level, so you can't speak no knowledge to me about street. That's one thing. Now you probably give me some other category, but other than that, you can't get me on no street.
Because
you never been through the struggle. If you ain't sell no dope, so why would you speak about it?
Because it's wrong. It's bad.
Everything is wrong.
No, everything ain't
I
wrong.
understand that. And
Everything ain't wrong.
I respect your little opinion right now. You heard what I said, respect. But let me tell you this, fam.
What?
Look, listen here. It's up to you. Your choices that you make.
Hold on.
It's a game, man.
Wait,
you go lose, you go win.
Again, we're
but
not.
you know what comes behind it if you losing, right?
We were not debating the finer points of slinging dope. What we were, you tried to make the excuse that the organization was not a criminal organization, and I brought up the fact that the organization was selling drugs and murdering people. And so you can't.
How do you know that?
We're not a criminal.
How do you know that?
We're not a criminal organization.
How do you know that?
We commit
Once
all
again,
kind of
you
crimes.
assuming.
No, I'm not assuming.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
Okay, how you know that?
Because I do.
Okay, how do you know we were selling drugs? How do you know we was committing murder?
Because I do. Because I know.
Where do you get your facts from?
You.
No. Where do you get your facts from? I never said I body anybody or murder somebody.
I didn't say that you said that you did it. You admitted in the beginning of
No,
this
I did.
conversation. Can I get it out? You don't even know what I'm about to say. You admitted. What am I about to say? You admitted.
You admitted that in the conversation that you sold drugs and everything else.
That's
Go
not
ahead,
what
man,
I was about to say.
ass.
That's not what I was about to say.
Okay.
So if you just listen, then you can disagree about the stuff that you actually disagree about. You admitted that people in the organization sold drugs and, as you said, bodied people. You admitted that it was going on in the organization.
No,
Were you lying?
I didn't say that.
You-
I'm going by what you said. You assuming.
No.
I said where you get your facts from.
No, you admitted it.
You said I know. I did.
This is
I
way
never
before
I know
then.
I did.
This is way before then when you talked about Hoover.
I said
saying
I don't
that the
knock people.
organization
No, I
was
said I
a
don't
criminal
knock people for
organization,
selling
and I
drugs.
said they
Oh,
were
yo,
selling
hustle.
drugs
That's what I said.
and killing people, and you said so.
You're not
That's an
flipping the
admission.
script on me, man.
That's an admission.
Yeah, let your transmission fluid drain somewhere else. Because guess what? That transmission falling out. Let it drain somewhere else, man. And somebody drain. Because you know what? You try to put a stop to everything, but you hate to be wrong. Just admit you hate to be wrong.
Well, absolutely,
And you
I hate to be wrong.
say you the so-called
I don't have any
king of
problems
talk,
admitting that,
which
but
is
I'm not
bullshit
wrong.
to me.
What did I
Just
say?
admit
Hold on.
you wrong
What
and you
did I-
don't know.
What did I say that's wrong?
Because you try to put words in people's mouth
Hold on.
and
What-
manipulate people and everything.
What did I say that's wrong?
Because you don't know.
What did
You
I
going off
say?
the- you
Hold on,
said-
stop. This is a simple question. What did I say that is wrong?
You said Twin said the organization sell drugs, and I never said that.
When I
I
say
I
the
don't care what.
organization,
No, I said
when
I don't care
say
what
the
people
organization
do.
sells drugs,
That's what
and
I
you say
said.
so, that's an admission to me.
Well, that's your belief and your opinion. But I never came out my mouth. Yeah, we sold dope and everything. No, I never admit. We committed. Come on, man. What the hell I look like saying some shit like that? We committed murder. We did this. We sold drugs.
But y'all did commit murders.
If I say
Y'all did sell drugs.
me, Twin. What?
Y'all did commit murders and y'all
You
did
me?
sell drugs.
Okay, how you know though? Were you there?
No, I don't have to. You don't
Or you
have
going
to
off
be
paper? Or you
there
going
to
off
know something.
advertisement?
I guess I'm going off advertisement.
To play that radio, man. You play too much. Come on, man. I just don't knock people hustle.
I want you to
I
know
don't care what
that
you-
is
that's
the
you.
weakest. To me, that is the
No,
weakest.
it's not. No,
That
it's not.
You don't even
No,
know what
it's
I'm
not.
about to say. What am
No,
I
it's
about to
not.
say? Okay, what am I about to say?
Go ahead, man. How's it
No,
weak
what
to
am
you?
I about to say? Stop disagreeing
No,
before
how's it
you
weak
even
to-
know what I'm going to say.
Because you playing nonsense on here, man.
All right, then what was I about to say?
You playing nonsense.
What was I about to
Go
say?
ahead, man. I want to listen.
No, tell me what I was
Come
about
on,
to
let's
say.
be real.
Now, tell me what I was about to say.
Because you probably gonna say Twin, you wrong. Or something
That's
like
not
that.
what I was
Something
about
crazy.
to say.
I
Tell
don't
me
know.
what I was about to say. Because you disagree with it.
I just said.
That's not what I was about
Go
to
ahead,
say.
what you gonna say then?
That is the
said what?
weakest excuse for making it okay to sell drugs. You wasn't there. You don't know.
No.
That don't make it
No,
okay
man.
because I wasn't there. You
Hey,
know
man.
it happened, and
Hey,
I
man.
know it happened. Everybody know that it happened. I didn't have to be there to see it to know that it happened. That's a
So you
weak
went off the strip that what the
argument.
white man in the news said, huh?
I'm going off the strength
You
of
went
what I
off to
know
what they
happened.
said, huh?
I'm going off the strength of what I know
What
happened.
was the positive thing that the organization did, though?
It don't
Any
matter.
organization, any gang affiliate.
It
What's the good part of it?
It doesn't matter.
See, they show all the negative and what we did, but they don't never show the positive, huh? You better go back and do your research
I'm
and what
not going to do no
when you
research.
take your
I don't
time.
need to go to do no research. Yeah.
Come on, Emmanuel. Show the positive. You got to go back to the positive
I'm
side.
not.
See,
I am
all
not,
you think, from you
here's
to
the
the
difference.
Yankees and all y'all,
Now,
here's
the difference
throw.
between me
The
and a
black
lot of
folks
y'all.
did this. The gangs did this.
Y'all
Come
sitting
on,
here
man. Show the
making
positive
excuses.
side.
I'm
There's
shifting
good
a little bit.
The
Y'all
good
make
and the bad
excuses.
side. They
Y'all
both
make
got to come
excuses
together.
for Diddy. Like, oh, but he got a lot of money. He was a business mogul. Oh, he this and he that.
What about Diddy?
Y'all use that to justify his bad acts. So now y'all can still ride his jock and ignore the bad stuff that he did. I'm not that person. So what I look like trying to justify people who murder people? Well, but he was very funny though. Tell me some good stuff about Charles Manson. He was a funny guy. Tell me something funny about who was the dude that was eating people. The dude that was eating people. What was his name?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Tell me something good about Jeffrey Dahmer.
He killed my my ex-sister-in-law cousin. That's the only bad thing I know about.
I said, tell me something good about him.
Well, ain't nothing good about him.
Of course there is, but it don't matter because he killed and ate people. So that's the point that I'm trying to make to you is you talking about, oh yeah, we sold. Well, you didn't actually say it, but you kind of admit it. Yeah, we sold drugs and we murdered people, but you ain't talking about the good parts. I'm not talking about the good parts about Jeffrey Dahmer either, because that's not what you need to focus on.
Economy ass ain't even making no sense. Get your womp ass up out of here, man. That lady at the Apollo just saying, man, your ass off stage. Go on with that motherfucking bogus ass delivery logic. Go deliver some pizza with that bullshit you ain't saying, man.
So then tell me something good about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Y'all always speak that negative side about black folks.
Tell me the good parts about Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm uplifting my niggas, man.
Tell me the good parts about Jeffrey Dahmer.
You said what? I don't know nothing about that man. I just know he's a eater.
He's a
that
what?
Nigga just ate people and eater, man. He sat at the dinner table and ate flesh.
How do you know?
Got him out his freezer and all that.
How do you know that? Was you there? Did you see it?
Man, what?
Huh, was you there? Did you see it?
I saw the... hey, good travel player, man. Good travel player.
You see how little... You see how that argument is silly and doesn't make any sense now? Do you see that?
Nigga, you ain't about to get no prices right on me. Go ahead. You're not about to be the next contestant. Get the hell out of here. I'm not giving you no damn make a deal. Come on, man. You ain't winning nothing over twin.
All right.
Stop it, E, man.
You're right.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
You're right.
Man, no, real talk.
You saw where that argument didn't make sense, though.
You said what now?
But you did see that argument didn't make sense.
No, you didn't make no sense. I agree. You didn't make no sense.
Right. I was repeating what you said.
But I know you had to come. I know you had to come back and you try to win to your fans. But I agree on to certain things on your level. But no, you're not gonna knock Twin out the ring. I'm gonna tag my brother in for this. No, you're not gonna do that to me, E man. Not on this show.
Hold on.
No, real talk, man.
Is Yukaki there with you?
You said what?
Is Yukaki there with you?
My khaki.
Yukaki.
My khaki.
That's his name, ain't it? Y'all twins. You're Eugene. He's Yukaki.
Yeah, he Cadillac, man.
Okay.
No, he my brother in Mississippi. He just left. Went to Mississippi.
What's his name?
Yeah, I think you missed it.
What's his
No,
name?
I'm not saying Cadillac.
Yeah, you khaki.
You khaki.
Eugene's.
Yeah, whatever.
You khakis.
Man, my name Twin. Quit saying that, man. Ain't no damn UG. I call you by your name, E, man. Ain't no UG, man. It's Twin. No,
Twin.
man, real talk, man. I don't think about, huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You was about to say something real talk. I'm gonna just shut up and let you get it out. Go ahead.
Oh, what you about to say, E, man?
I was about to say thank you for your call.
What, you rushing me off? This Thursday, man. We want to see you to win.
I don't know
Monday,
that you
'cause
could
ain't on
consider
tomorrow, right?
22 minutes rushing. So go ahead. I'm giving you the room to go ahead and say
putting that,
whatever it is you
slab
wanted to
out?
say. Huh?
You putting that slab out on the grill?
No.
So you putting that slab out on the grill?
Somebody gonna make some hot dogs and some hamburgers, and that's what I'm gonna eat.
Oh, you don't eat ribs and all that?
No.
What about shrimps or something like that?
I'm not grilling no shrimp.
Do you even know how to grill, man?
Yes.
I'm just asking all that.
Okay, I'll
put
just
a
answer.
lobster or something on there.
All right.
A steak or something like that.
All right. Did you have anything
What do you
else?
No, man, I know you about to clown me when I get off.
I'm not.
You have a good weekend, man. A good 4th of July.
You do the
said
same.
What? You said you're not.
No, I said you do the same.
I thought you said you're not.
But I didn't. I said you do the same.
I can't hear your phone keep on fading away. Oh. All right, then, E, man. Oh, I'll let you play.
All right, sir. All right. That was Twin. People, they can make excuses for anything. People can make excuses for anything. Anyway, what else is going on? I really don't want to get into nothing heavy. Y'all know I'm tired. And just kind of chilling. It's a Thursday, which is my Friday. I won't be on tomorrow. So is anything else going on? It's almost 5 o'clock. And I got to box up these shirts and get ready to take them over there. Tanika said, my husband is listening and is appalled by the twins' call. Yeah. What can you do? Other than hang up. What can you do? It takes all kinds, People believe what they believe and feel what they feel. CK?
Oh, yes, I heard you was getting off the radio, and I wanted to inform you before you got off.
All right, what's on your mind?
Yeah, when you was talking about the people defending, listen, we're not defending. Wrong is wrong. He's like everyone else. We all make mistakes. It's about where do you go from here? Are you going to be a better person from here? I'm no better than Diddy. Diddy's no better than me. This is why I take pictures with these people. We all been through trauma. We've been abused, and we have abused. This is what we've been through. So no one is above scrutiny, and I look down on no one. For I have a past myself. And God said you should be forgiving. This is why I have an open mind toward sinners. Because I'm a sinner too. I won't condemn the people because they're celebrities. They make mistakes just like you, E-Man.
All right, now you're repeating yourself. You've said that line already. So now let me jump in.
Yeah, because you've been silent.
Well, it's called letting you talk. I wanted to let you talk. And you
Can you
said
talk
what you
let
had
me
to
talk?
say.
That is phenomenal.
And you said what you had to say, and then you start repeating yourself. So let me jump in. What do you think a mistake is? Like, how do you define mistake?
Okay, when I beat that bitch ass because I thought she stole the money out of my house, it was a mistake. I thought she stole the paper, but I had to hid it from myself.
So you
That's a
think?
mistake,
Hold on. So
man.
hold on. I'm trying to trust me. I'm trying to get to something. I'm trying to clarify in my mind so that I can address what you said. But first I have to know what you believe a mistake. So you believe a mistake is when you misunderstand something and you respond based on a misunderstanding. That's what you believe a mistake is?
Respond violently, sir, yes. Sometimes we kill the wrong person. I thought it was that person. Oops, my bad. It's like when you do a drive-by and accidentally kill a child. You didn't mean to do it. It was a mistake.
All right.
Or when you're drunk driving, when you're driving and drinking, you don't mean to kill somebody. You're just trying to drive impaired. But your intentions are not murder.
Okay.
You understand, Livingston?
Now, here's why I disagree that that's a
Okay.
mistake. I
Okay.
think that there's a difference between a bad decision and a mistake. See? And this is just
Okay.
my opinion. Some people don't agree with me, and I'm comfortable with that. I think a mistake is when you accidentally do something. When you do something that you did not intend on doing, but, these were the consequences of that thing. It wasn't
Yes, sir.
necessarily thought out. It wasn't planned out. You know what I'm saying? I got a cup of milk here. People use that. Cup of milk here, and I'm reaching for the grits, and I accidentally bumped the cup of milk. I spilled milk. That was a mistake. Now, if I look at that cup of milk and I say, I'm going to knock that cup over, and then I knock over
Okay,
that cup of
okay.
milk, I didn't make a mistake. Would you agree?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're saying,
No, but I think... Go ahead.
you're saying Diddy made a mistake, but these were deliberate decisions over the course of years. So if every morning, literally every morning, I make a decision to knock over the cup of milk, and then the next morning I get up and I make the decision to knock over the cup of milk, and then the next morning I get up and I make the decision to knock over the cup of milk, I can't keep saying, oh, I made a mistake. No, I made a series of decisions. Now that I don't like the consequences for those decisions, I can't just classify them as a mistake. Diddy didn't make a mistake.
I agree.
He made terrible decisions.
But sometimes the way we're brought up in America, we are brought up sometimes to believe that the wrong is right. Like I said, when your mom performs fellatio in front of you as a child, that scars you, that traumatizes you, and that makes you like a sexual deviant. Right?
Okay.
When you
I don't know that
this is
firsthand,
why
but
he
I'll
had those
accept
sex
that.
parties.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then
So
I
you
have sex
thinking-
parties,
so-
but what does that have to do with me beating women?
No, you beating women is inappropriate. I think that's where you misspoke on your platform. I have heard nobody defend beating women on your platform. You're the only one that made the comment. Nobody said, hell yeah.
That means you wasn't listening closely and carefully. See, that I believe you don't have to say, hell yeah, I support beating women to support beating women. I believe that really it don't take a whole lot to show, again, not say, but show that you support beating women. When you find out somebody beat women and you say, yeah, I still respect him as a man, that means you support beating women.
No.
Yes.
So you said, all right.
Hold
So
on.
listen to what
Okay.
you
Well,
just said.
hold on. Let me ask
Hold on,
you
hold
this.
on.
I
We
could be-
no. We got to stay right there because you
I'm
said
gonna
if
stay
you
right
said
there.
if a
No, I'm
man
gonna stay right
beats a
there.
woman,
I'm gonna stay
Okay.
right there. Let me ask you this: in terms of what it means to be a man, would you say that beating women is something respectable about a man?
no, that's something we don't respect as men.
So
That's
if you
that's
find
something
out,
that we shunned against.
right, so if you find out that a man beat a woman and you still say, I respect him as a man, doesn't that mean that you don't have a problem with him beating women? You don't believe that that affects his manhood or the level of respect that he should receive?
I would say to that, if that was an isolated incident and it's not a pattern of abuse,
But
hey,
that's not what we're talking
can-
about. I'm asking a simple question. And we
oh,
know
you
it was
talking
a
about
pattern
abuse?
of abuse.
A guy that beat on women? No. I know what you're talking about. No, I don't respect them guys.
So
Dude,
hold
but
on. But again, I'm not asking you, do you respect it? You said no one has said that they're in favor of men beating women. And what I'm telling you is there are people who have shown by their actions and other words that they do not have a problem with men beating women. If you can watch a man beat a woman the way we watched Diddy beat that girl and know that that happened over and over and over again, not just to her, but to multiple women, and still look at that man and say, I respect him as a man. What does that mean that you think about beating women?
listen.
No,
That's
no,
why you
not
can't
listen.
be no. That's why you're not a juror because you so fucked up on the beating you can't follow the fucking case.
No, right
How
now,
the fuck we gonna pick
we're
you
not
as a
talking
juror
about
and
the
you so
case
going
right
off
now.
of one thing?
We are not talking about the
This is
case
you.
right now. I'm not a juror. We're talking about all of these men making excuses and basically saying, without using the words, but basically saying that it's okay for men to beat women. And if you
let me explain why you're wrong, sir. Let me explain why you're wrong and why it's
you never
ignorant.
actually
Why you
answered my
one
question, though.
action means nothing.
You never-
Remember, you
you-
was accused of beating
Hold
on
on.
women, right?
You
So do you
never-
respect yourself?
You never answered
Do
my
you
question.
respect yourself, sir?
I didn't beat a woman.
Listen,
See,
one
hold on. Here's the
action. I'm
difference.
answering
Number
you.
one,
One
it's
action. I'm not going to defer you, but
it's not one action. We know that it happened repeatedly,
how many?
consistently.
How you know? How many tapes you seen?
I don't.
So now you're making
what
up
is
shit.
with y'all? So you only believe a thing if you see it.
So hold on. Listen what you said. So how many
Why
times
will
did
you
she
not
beat him?
answer any of
How
my
are you gonna make up some shit?
You won't answer any of my
I
questions.
just answered. Hold on. You keep asking something like I just said. You only got proof of one. How do you just made up the shit that it happened over and over again?
No,
now you
I
got
didn't
caught in
make
a
it
lie.
up.
Prove that it happened over and over again.
Many people, independent people, testified that it happened repeatedly. His attorney even agreed that it happened repeatedly.
Okay, now you need to answer this question. Men that are in abusive relationships with women that they're beating on each other, do you consider them woman abusers?
I'll answer that in a minute, but I want you to answer my question.
What?
You keep trying to dodge my question.
I don't answer everything. You can't answer nothing because
I've
she
answered
beating on his ass and
everything.
you act like
I answer
he a
everything
fucking
that you
abuser.
ask. I answer everything that you ask. My
Okay.
question was, so if you know that this man beats women and you say, I still respect him as a man, what does that say about your view on beating women?
I don't think it says anything.
Okay.
I told you, I feel that it's an isolated incident. Now, if you could show me a pattern of him being when I look at him beating on her, that looks like a situation where they be beating on each other because you're going by testimony, and testimony from the bodyguards and security said she be whooping his ass. So if you want to go by testimony, why are you just making him the woman beater? That's the bullshit. You going with the pretty woman so she could beat on his ass and she's the victim. Get the fuck out of here. That makes no sense. Now he beats on women. So what is she, a man beater? So why you ain't calling her out for that?
If she beating on men, then yes, she's a man beater.
And she's threatening, so that's what I'm saying. That's why the charge is not sticking.
But
She's threatening people's
hold on.
lives.
See,
She's
you
part of
keep trying
a
to go
criminal
back to something
organization.
else.
How are you making her a victim?
I'm sorry, but we are not talking about the case. You keep trying to talk about the case because you want to excuse his bad behavior, but we're not talking about the case. We're talking about how society views men who beat women. And it seems
Hey,
to
let
me
be
that
clear.
there
The
are a
fucking president.
number of you in society who don't seem to have a problem with it.
Okay, and yes, clear. This is America. Our president said he likes grabbing women by the pussy. And he is the president of America. So, of course, America doesn't give a damn about men abusing women. So stop acting like it does. You acting like it's a precedent. If the president admits to abusing women, why the fuck would people care about Diddy abusing women? You contradicting your own damn self. We elected him as the president.
You don't want me to answer, do you?
Answer.
All right. The president doesn't represent the morality of the people in the nation, number one. And number two, that's not what we're talking about. You called in.
Every time you lose a fucking point, you say is not what we're talking about.
Because you keep talking about different stuff. You keep trying to talk about different stuff. You called in and you made the point that no one has verbally said that they support men beating women. But now you seem to be making the point that you don't have a problem with men beating women because the president said grab women by the vagina.
America doesn't. Stop trying to put it on me. America doesn't. We elected a president that admitted to sexual assault, sir. We got a president that admitted to it, and you want to put it on me?
Hold on. And you think that's good? Do you think that's good?
It ain't no. Why do you always go to good and bad? Ain't no good. It is what it is. It ain't no good or bad. We're not kids.
Look, if you live,
good or bad.
If in your life, in your world, in your mind, there is no good and bad, then why are we even talking about it?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It ain't never been. The good and bad is in your mind. It's about what it is.
You're right.
And
good and
what
bad
it is.
in
People
my
gonna grab women by it. Hold on, but how do you feel about what people say admitting to grabbing women by the vagina and they getting elected as the president? Because the moral fibers of the countries are gone. If we had any morals, we wouldn't have elected him, and you know this. That would have been enough to keep him out. Just that statement alone.
I'm sorry. I'm not following the point that you're trying to make.
That we are a corrupted, sick society. The more abuse is, the more you would get supported. Rob Ford, he started this.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Before you finish, I just want you to understand. You went from disagreeing with me to now you're trying to make the point that I've been making. Just so you understand, that's my point. Is that
I'm the difference. I can admit defeat when I'm wrong. You never admit defeat.
Oh my goodness.
You never admit it. I have integrity. You would just stand by the lie. Like you said, when they locked up Bill Cosby, you didn't give a fuck what kind of laws they broke to put him in. But when he got out, it's a technicality. But you never said it was a technicality that put the motherfucker in there. You go with whatever the fuck you want to go for. You be corrupt when you want to be corrupt.
It was a trial that put him in there.
Right, but it was an illegal. It was past the statute of limitations.
It wasn't.
That's why he was let free.
It wasn't. And that's not why he was.
Why was he free?
That's not. Hold on, just so I'm clear. See, you keep saying stuff you don't know stuff. It wasn't past the statute of limitations, and that's not why they released him. That wasn't the technicality that got him off.
Because when
so you supporting a dude on false pretenses. This whole time you thought, they tried him after the statute of limitations, and then they let him out because they tried him after the statute of limitations. So you don't even know why you support the man.
I support him because he's a 100% innocent man living in America, getting set up. And you have something against celebrities. See, when you was a little kid, one of them celebrities hurt you. So every time they get accused of something, you believe that they did the crime. Because you just said Diddy, you was like, I ain't watching the Diddy. I don't know what's going on. As soon as the motherfucker beats the charges, I think he should have been convicted more. I thought you wasn't watching it. You getting caught up in your own
Hold on, you
life.
thought I
You wasn't
wasn't what?
watching it before.
Hold on. Slow
You
down.
said before, I'm not really watching the Diddy trial. I don't
Right.
know what's going on. But as soon as he beat them charges, I think he should have got convicted of more.
Now,
You changed your stance, sir.
Hold on. My story did change because when I was asked about it initially, I wasn't following it, and then I got caught up on it. That's not hard to do. It's like you watch football, like
Yeah.
you walk into a sports bar, and somebody like, it's halftime of the game, and somebody like, you think the Bengals gonna win? And you like, I have no idea. I haven't been following the game. And then they show you the little recap at halftime, and then you see a little bit of the third quarter, and you get a flow for what's going on. And then somebody else asks you, you think the Bengals gonna win? And you like, oh yeah, I think they're gonna pull this one out. Are you a hypocrite? No, you got caught up on what was going on. So now you can formulate an informed opinion. When you asked me about it, I wasn't following. I got caught up, bro.
And take a page out of my book. You got to admit when you're wrong sometimes. That's one thing you got to do. Because I'm always whooping you. You got me today, but I admit that you got me. But when I win, you never give me my props.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean? Okay, let me ask you. What have I said that's wrong?
Oh, no, you was right. That's what I was saying. That's what I told you. You got it right today.
Okay.
But yeah, I give you your props every time. You know I'm a man. So I'm going to always say when I lost. When I lost and you won, I'm honorable. You know what I mean? I'm an honorable person. I appreciate Cincinnati talking to me. You hear me?
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. That was CK. It's the second time that's happened today. You're wrong. What did I say that's wrong? Yeah, but... Yeah. Okay. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me. Tell me what I said that was wrong. I'm comfortable with... Because I do hate to be wrong. I love to be right. And if you show me where I'm wrong, I'm going to change so that I'm right. That's how much I like to be right. Y'all know I use 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is 5. Emanuel, 2 plus 2 is 4. No, it ain't. Here, look at this. These are 2 blocks. These are 2 blocks. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's 2 plus 2? 4. Thought you said it was 5. I was wrong. I'm not wrong anymore. Now I'm right. Who are these people that just like to be wrong? Well, I know I'm wrong, but I'm going to keep it. Twin. But other than twin, who are these people who are wrong, who just like to be wrong and just stay wrong, knowing that they wrong? But he did tell me it ain't no right and wrong. So how can you say I'm wrong if it ain't no right and wrong? So I think that's an acknowledgement that there is right and wrong. And we all know there's right and wrong. We all know that. People use that, again, when they want an excuse to be okay with wrong. When they like wrong. There ain't no right and wrong. Well, it's right and wrong. No, it ain't. Ain't nothing right and wrong. Ain't nothing right and wrong. Because you like that wrong. I don't know, y'all. I don't be wanting to talk. I told y'all it's the day before my weekend starts. I don't want to talk about nothing heavy, nothing deep. Did y'all by any chance see Pop the Balloon or Find Love? The latest one with the 6 guys? I don't know. I'm just trying to change the subject to anything. I already told you I was tired. Bridget says, oh my God, is people still gonna still like Diddy regardless, and some not? It's life. My uncle beat his wife and we got on him, but I still love my uncle. Guess what? She left him finally. Years later, he apologized to her and said he regretted it. You learn, we do better. Also, remember they were high on all kind of drugs too. Let me say, I didn't care either way. I'm a little confused with what exactly it is that you're saying, Bridget. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to take from that. I don't want to speculate on what the point you were trying to make. But I would love for you to clarify the point, just the point that you were trying to make with that. I would love if you would do that. Shahira says, I don't know if it's the lighting, but your hair seems grayer today. Not even the same shade as your beard. Yeah, it changes grayness almost hourly. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to answer that. Bridget says your phone conversation. Right, but what's the point that you were making by telling me those things? I'm not saying I agree or I disagree. I just, because I'm not sure what the point that you were making was. That's what I'm trying to understand. Oh, it was just an observation and I was trying to help change the subject. Okay. Oh, okay, she says, nothing. You and him were going back and forth. What happened? Don't pop the balloon. Okay. I didn't think it was a good episode. I didn't think it was a good episode at all. Like, I think they ended up with 2 matches, and the first match, I didn't think they were gonna match. Like, when they finally do a follow-up, they didn't like each other. They just went off with each other because they were there, and they figured, why not? And then the last match, I had told Mrs. Livingston, I said, she gonna end up with, we was calling him R&B dude. She gonna end up with R&B dude. Said, because he's toxic, and she liked toxic dudes. And Mrs. Livingston was like, why you say she liked toxic dudes? I was like, everything about her screams, I like toxic men. And then when she started talking about she went to the church for something, and then she kind of slipped up and was like, and then once and then she didn't finish. I was like, she had some toxic dude. She went to the church because she was dealing with some toxic dude. And, once she finally got rid of him or whatever, then she stayed at that church. And I said, I know she going to end up with this dude because he's clearly toxic. And she liked toxic. I don't understand. Women, it shows all over you. It shows all over you when women walk up on that show before, not every time, but many times before they've said a word. Like, I'll pause it and I'll be like, she like, this, or she like that. She gonna go with this dude because he the rudest, most disrespectful guy on here. That's who she gonna end up with. Mrs. Livingston be like, why would you say that? What are you seeing? And I'm like, how are you not seeing it? There are traits visible. Like, you can just see them walking down the street. I'm telling you, I see women walking down the street. Used to, I guess I should say. I used to see women walking down the street, and I'd be like, She would never go for somebody like me. Not because of my height or whatever, because I try to be a nice guy. I'm not the type of guy that's going to be rude, nasty, and mean and disrespectful. Maybe put hands on her. But I know somebody that she would love. You know, you can see it. You can see insecurity. No matter how much you try to make yourself seem secure, you can see insecurity. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. You ain't no boss. You an insecure person who's saying you a boss to make it seem like you're not insecure. It's visible. So yeah, I watched it. It was not a good show. It was a bad lineup. It was a bad lineup. Yeah. Genesis, did you see the House Republicans actually giggling and taking pictures with each other over passing of that destructive bill? It was disgusting. I did not see it because I've been down here all day. Well, since 1. So no, I didn't see it. But so they did pass it. Nat says, is red hair an indicator? Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be. It's definitely an indicator that this person is a bit of a follower. Again, what? Depending. But it can be. Anytime I hear them be like, I'm a nurse, I'll be like, oh, pop, everybody pop. Tanika.
Hey, man, how are you?
Tanika, I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good, thank you. I wasn't going to call, but my husband wanted me to ask you, what did you think about the last guy? Because, you know, that's our Wednesday ritual. We watch it, too. Did you think the last guy was high or on something?
I didn't think he was high. I actually know people who talk like that. He talked super slow, and he said a lot of stuff that didn't make sense. You know, like he's you know, he followed Islam, but then at one point he was like, she asked about good qualities in a woman, and he was like,
yes,
a good Christian woman. But I'm like, but you Islamic, bro. Like, you Muslim. Why do you
look?
You rejected a Christian woman because she was Christian, but now you want a good Christian woman. I was like, oh my goodness.
I know, because I made a comment in your, I posted in your in the chat, and I was like, it's amazing how they switch up on, you know, they pop on somebody, but then when it's somebody they really want, they change their whole, you know, their whole thing, you know. Because he said something like, yeah, I'm looking for a woman who follows after Christ. I said, wait a minute, I asked my husband, didn't he just say he was Muslim?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I just think it's kind of, I don't want to say because maybe it's spicy, but it's kind of going down. So I'm like, because you know the whole point of the show, yeah, it's hilarious, it's funny, but I like to see people make connections. You know.
The second guy did it too.
Okay, my husband over here chiming in. Go ahead.
Yeah. The second guy did it too, because hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Yeah. The second guy did it too, because he said he was spiritual. He kept popping on every woman that said they was looking for a man of God. He said, well, I don't think you're going to be a match. You know, I consider myself more spiritual
Yeah.
than anything. But when the right woman came along, he didn't pop at all. And she said she was looking for a man of God.
Right.
And it's funny how they switch it up when they see a woman they really want. Because he wanted that woman from Honolulu.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And that first guy, the first guy did it too, because at one point he even commented on the girl, like, oh, I like your tattoos. But then he popped that last one. Well, not the last one, but he popped the other one because he was like, well, I'm going to have to take you home to my grandmother. And, you know, you got tattoos and I can't take nobody with tattoos home. And I was like, but you was just loving the tattoo girl before.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to chime in on that. I thought that was so funny how these guys be switching up. Even the dude you said was toxic, you could see that he was lying through his teeth about he was quoting scriptures that he know he can't find.
He got it tatted on his body, he said.
Honestly, he had to because he was doing the most to try to get that girl, which he did get her. He did fool her. So, like
Yeah.
you said, we're gonna see how that goes.
But they might work out because she likes toxic.
Yeah.
True, that's true. We'll see though.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was pretty funny, but I'm looking at the comments on my, cause we got you on the TV, but that sounds so old. We got you on TV, but anyway, your brother said he need a cake. Hey, Nate, you know what to do. Inbox if you want a cake. I got you, brother. Tell him how good it was, man.
It was a good cake. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, my husband, he listens, like when he's home, he listens from time to time, because he's a truck driver, but he listens from time to time, and I'm telling you, CK and Twin, man, he was over here fussing, like, what? He said, what kind of people? He said, what did Emanuel find these people? I said, honey, they migrate from Lincoln Ware show, because he knows about Lincoln Ware and everybody else I listen to, but yeah, it's hilarious. It was hilarious today. I don't know what Twin was on, or CK, but thanks for listening. Jerica, it is your turn. I have laid the path for you to call in to summarize all of this for today.
Oh, Tanika, I appreciate y'all checking us out. I appreciate the interaction.
Oh, no problem. Take care. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Somebody been calling in. You can call in now. The line is free. 513-717-KING. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. Because I haven't said it in a while. A lot of people don't know this. I am the king of talk. I don't call myself the king of talk. Yeah, I don't even really say it that often. But I am the king of talk. In case you didn't know. Don't ask me all the details and all the responsibilities and powers. But just know I am. Caller.
Hello. I just have a question about the show you had the other day about P. Diddy, and you were saying that you don't care what goes on with his kids and stuff because they're rich.
Okay.
And that you care more about the poor people, right?
Right.
Okay, what does class have to do with anything with right versus wrong? It doesn't have no class to it.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with right and wrong. But when you're talking about the emotional impact of their father on their lives and them being embarrassed out in public, that I care so much less about that than somebody who don't know where their next meal coming from. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to spend my time being concerned about somebody and their mental and emotional well-being, it's going to be...
So rich people don't have emotional mental problems. That's what you're saying.
Of course they do. But that's clearly not what I'm saying. And if that's what
the way you stated it, it's like you're saying that...
I'm saying I don't care all that much about their emotional problems. They can afford the best counselors in the world. I'm not going to waste a tear on their emotional problems. But somebody who can't get help and assistance, who, and then you compound that with they ain't got no food to eat, they ain't got nowhere to live, they ain't got no clothes to wear, they can't wash themselves up, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to sit here and cry because Diddy's girls might feel bad about what they daddy did? No.
Yeah, I mean, that's their dad, and they're young, and they have the right to feel what they feel. We shouldn't dismiss them because they are part of the upper echelon. Because if you're...
I didn't dismiss them.
Poor people, they tend to steal and rob and do things and try to justify it for being poor. But this situation with Diddy, it's like you're trying to dismiss it because they're rich. But
No. I think you're misunderstanding, or we have a different definition of dismiss. I'm saying they feel whatever they feel. They do.
Right.
So I'm not dismissing it as if people with means don't feel. I'm saying in terms of me and my compassion and sympathy and empathy and all that kind of stuff, I have limited capacity for all of that kind of stuff. And so I'm not going to waste it for somebody because they daddy did some bad stuff and they might feel bad because people now know what they daddy did that they probably knew the whole time. I'm not wasting my empathy and sympathy on that. If they need counseling, you think they can afford counseling?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they be fine. They be all right. If they want to be all right, they got the means to do it. So it's not something that... Now, you can cry at night thinking about what his daughters might feel. I'm not going to be joining you.
I mean, I can care less about P. Diddy, what he did. I mean, what he did was wrong, but it's like you were dismissing his daughters and rich people.
Aren't you crying at night because his daughters might be embarrassed?
No.
Well, how do you feel about his daughters being embarrassed? What are you going to do to help them?
They have the right to feel what they feel as their dad.
Right, but how do you feel about it?
I mean, that's their prerogative. I'm not going to dismiss them because they're a part of the upper echelon because, like I said, there's poor people that go through that like to steal and stuff, and no one dismisses that.
But I'm specifically asking you now, how do you feel about his children's emotional distress based on what their fathers did, and what are you doing to help them?
Nothing. There's nothing I can do. I don't know them.
Well, how do you feel about it?
They have the right to feel what they feel.
No. We know they have a right to feel what they feel. I'm asking, how do you feel about it?
I don't care.
But wait a minute. That was what I said. I don't care. And somehow that's me dismissing them. So I don't care and you don't care, but it's different because...
It's like if you were making a classist statement, like dismiss them because they're rich black folks.
And you don't care because of what?
I mean, I don't care because I'm just going off of what you said, or what I interpreted what you said.
I know.
It seemed like it would seem like you were being like dismissing black folks that are rich, that do wrong, and their family are not allowed to feel bad or sad about it.
No, I never said they weren't allowed to feel whatever they feel. They can feel whatever they feel. I said, I don't care about it. And you don't care about it. But we know why I don't care about it. I don't care about it because I think they have the resources to get the help that they need. Why don't you care about it?
I just don't care.
Huh?
I just don't care.
Oh.
I mean, I personally don't know them.
I don't either.
But I'm not going to take away somebody's feelings of what they feel. If they feel what they feel, that's on them. But I was just going by that statement you said.
Because I don't care?
I mean, you were dismissing them because they had money and stuff.
No.
You're basically saying that.
You keep
you were
saying I was
that
dismissing
you make it seem like
them.
that rich people don't have emotions and.
Oh my goodness. Let me understand. And then I'm going to shut up and let you say whatever. When you say I dismiss them, you're saying that I don't care about how they're feeling is dismissing them, right?
Well, basically, you were saying that they'll be all right because they got money.
Right.
But money can't buy happiness or whatever.
But it can buy counseling that can help you deal with your emotional issues. Oh, she hung up. I don't think I dismissed them. I think I just said I don't care about their emotional issues because they got the money to get counseling. If I'm going to spend my time dwelling on somebody's emotional issues, which I'm probably not if I don't have a connection with them. If I'm going to spend my time dwelling on somebody's emotional issues, it's probably going to be somebody that I can do something about. Or if if I have some spare sympathy and empathy, it's going to be for people who can't help themselves. Jerica?
Why did you hang up on her like that?
I did not hang up.
Oh. Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure.
Okay. So you don't like black people that have money? Is that what she was trying to say?
I think that's what she was saying. That's what she
Because
got
you broke.
out of what I said. That's what
She
she
said
got
you
out
broke.
of what I said. Yeah.
And you don't like black people with money. Was that?
I think that was her takeaway.
Okay, gotcha. That's
But
crazy.
again,
Yeah.
as she kept kind of reiterating, they have a right to feel what they feel. I never said they didn't. I never said that they felt great about their dad, possibly being in court. Now, I do believe they probably knew what was going on. But again, I don't really care what they feel. They got the resources to get resources to help them deal with any emotional trauma that this causes them. So,
Right.
just like the lady, who I wish I would have asked her for her name, just like the lady, she don't care, I don't care. We kind of in the same boat.
That wasn't Shelley?
No, that was not Shelley.
Are you sure?
100%. I
was a
thought
different number?
I was told that you were Shelley. So,
What? Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, I thought that was Shelley, and she just needed to clear her throat, maybe. Or maybe it had just woken up. Kind of like when Twin calls. Like, he just wakes up, and then he gives a call, and then he sounds like, I just need to clear my throat or drink some water. Because, he's thirsty. But nevertheless, so, talking about the show, I'm not a fan. I don't really watch it. I just might scroll through and see it on the timeline. But before, you have talked about there being 4 different types of women. And since you brought up women that like toxicity and like toxic relationships, could you share with us what the 4 type of women are?
I can't.
And why is that? Is there a reason why you're gatekeeping this information?
Because it's not information for women.
Oh. Why is that?
Because it's not. There are certain pieces of information that are out there, to help specific groups of people.
Okay.
Maybe if you were a lesbian, then I might share it with you because you're looking for a woman. But for men looking for women, they need this information. Women, you just are. And you end up being whatever type of woman that you are. You don't need to be, and I don't want to offend any women by defining them. You don't define me. You're right. I don't define you, and I don't want to. But men need to know this information.
Okay. And there are men on your platform. Well, how do I say this? There are persons on your platform that identify as men. They may not be, but they identify as male. There we have it. There we go. So you don't think they could benefit from the information?
They probably know. They probably know.
Okay. Well, I think you give them a lot more credit than what they should get. But yeah, okay.
Well, look, not every man knows, but most men know. They even just kind of, instinctually, even if you can't define it and put it into words, you know when you see that woman. Like I said, when you see that woman walking down the street, you can almost tell, and I'm saying almost because every once in a while, looks and mannerisms and all that stuff can be deceiving. But typically, you can look at her and say she looks like she falls into that type. And you do it without even thinking, she falls into this. You're just like,
what are the different types, though? Like, I don't understand. Like, are you saying, like, there are... clearly, toxic women is one type. What are the other types? Can you just share?
No.
Share one other type, maybe. Oh, my goodness.
I never said that toxic women is a type.
Okay. Well, never mind. Now we're back to the drawing board. Okay, so there are 4 types. You won't share the 4.
Actually, I didn't say there are 4. I said there are 5, but...
No, you didn't. You said there were 4.
Say there are 5.
Whatever. You just have to be right. Okay, good deal. So... the other day, was it the other day? Maybe yesterday, the day before yesterday. We were talking about creepy men, right?
Okay.
Was there or was there not someone in the chat who volunteered to let the creepy men in the room know that they are creeps?
I
Or
don't
did
know.
we just give a definition of what it looked like the unsolicited dick pics?
Yeah, I don't know if somebody said that they would let them know. But
Okay.
here's what I'll do. If I see it in the chat, and I don't see everything in the chat, but if I glance up and I see some creepy stuff, I will let that person know, bro, that's creepy.
Okay.
You
Well,
might
that's
be a
good.
creep.
That's a great way to
Examine
support your female
yourself.
supporters.
And, if you do these types of things and say these types of things, on a regular basis, or if you don't think there's anything wrong with that, you might be a creep.
Okay. Well, good. I think that's a great way to support your friend, because there are creeps in the room. So that's about it. We do find disheartening, though, is that there are some individuals who identify as male who do support the fact that this man has been abusive to women, not just the one woman, but multiple women in various kind of ways, and they're fathers. One of them, I don't believe he's a father, but he's around other people's children, which is in itself diabolical. So it's just disturbing because they are imparting their beliefs onto the people and the children that they interact with. Well, one of them said that they are an advocate and they work with 15-year-old boys. Again, diabolical, and where are their parents? Because that would never happen. So, it's just very disheartening to hear, especially from Black individuals who identify as males say that on this platform. It's really disheartening.
I'm not sure who you're talking about, but okay. I would agree that there are a lot of there seem to be a lot of men who they don't seem to have a problem with it. Like, oh well.
Yeah. Right. And some of them are fathers of female children. Even worse. So yeah. But okay. All right, well, enjoy your weekend. I just wanted to call in.
All right, you do the same.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. All right. Hold on, let me go back. Ken says, Emanuel, that explains why you don't read my text. I'm rich. I read your text when I see them. Janice says, just like you think a church girl is less freaky than a girl in the club. Surprise, surprise. Nobody thinks that. Men don't think that. Women think it's a really interesting little paradox. Women think men think that. But I've not met a single man who thinks that. But that's what women think that men think. Now, y'all tell me, men, am I off base here? How many men out here, I don't even know how to phrase the question. How many men out here understand that being a church girl or being a girl in a club is not or doesn't dictate the level of freakiness or anything like that? I think we all understand that. We all understand that. Blade?
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Hey, was that Shelly?
That was not Shelly.
You sure that wasn't Shelly?
100%.
I was about to say, because Shelly's starting to sound intelligent now.
I still don't hear it. I don't hear the similarity.
In a way, but I could tell that that person right there, she kind of bougie and she got money. Shelly, you can tell she's kind of key and T, but it's there a little bit.
Okay, if you say so. I don't know if she got money or not. She is bougie, but I don't know if she got money.
well, you can tell she got money because she's on everybody's talk show. Hey, Yeah, remember a while back on your when you was on the radio, we was talking about a different breed of men. This generation, I'm gonna say some of them, they don't mind seeing women getting whooped, and they whoop on women. That's I don't know what kind of man or male is that say they don't care or they don't mind especially a black woman getting their ass whooped. But I'm kind of starting to see if it was a white woman, I think they'd have a different opinion.
I don't think so. I don't think they would. I think it's we are in a situation now where we are really involved in like gender wars. And so I think it's one of those things where people are, some men, not all, some men are rebelling against women. And I'm not 100% sure why. I think it's probably a number of reasons, but they're rebelling against women. And so you're seeing, it's almost like, and I know people say it died a long time, like the death of chivalry. But like there is a hostility in a number of men. A lot of men now have open outward hostility towards women. And again, some of it has to do with, women are doing really good, and, women want, equality and all that kind of stuff. And that's offensive to a lot of men for whatever reason.
Well, do you think these men that hate women, they got their heart broken early in their life, and that's why they kind of have a disdain towards women? And I still say they have something against women of color. I still believe if it was a white woman, they would stick their neck out and they wouldn't say that.
Again, I'm going to disagree just because I see, in the manosphere, I see white, I see black, I see equal amounts of vitriol towards all of them. But I don't know. I don't think it necessarily has something to do with having their heart broke at a younger age. But I can't dismiss that because, that's important. And I think, women had to teach girls not to do that to young boys, because then those young boys grow up to be toxic men, possibly. And it's to some degree your fault, because when you were little, you treated boys horribly.
And another thing, I don't know I don't know their status, but I do believe they're married. The one that said they wouldn't mind, they don't care about women getting their ass whooped.
You believe they're what?
I believe I don't know their status, but I believe they're not married. I don't hear too many married men saying they don't mind a woman getting their ass whooped. I'm thinking these cats, they're not married.
You might be onto something there. I think that might be the case.
Because it boggles my mind that a black man would say, I don't care about a woman getting their ass whooped because of money. I mean, that I'm lost for words for that. So I guess a woman can get their ass beat down, and once they get money, it's okay. I'm at loss of words. That's really bothersome for mine. And then I noticed that one lady that called you. Yeah, were both saying the same thing, but she said you was wrong.
Yes,
because you didn't care. Yeah, but she didn't care. What's going on?
I think.
Yeah, both saying this.
Yeah, I think she perceived there to be a difference because I added on that because they're wealthy, they can they have the resources to get resources to help them emotionally. And that, if I'm extending my sympathies based on, somebody's plight, it would probably be somebody less fortunate. And somehow that offends people. Because I guess you're supposed to view everybody the same. And it offends people, when people like me say, I'm acknowledging that there are, just like you got people in different financial categories, people in different financial categories have different options. And the people with the most options, you don't really have to worry too much about them because they have all of those options. But it sounds bad to people to say it. And I think it's because they've been taught, people have been taught by rich people to not have a problem with rich people. It's always rich people are always trying to tell poor people that they just like them and you shouldn't have a problem with them because they're rich. It's like brainwashing. Like, rich people, we just like you, except we got everything and you have nothing. So you're not just like me. We're different. And in my mind, we have to look at each other differently.
I'm thinking she disagreed with you because you're a male going against women. I think it's a gender thing going there too. I
didn't pick up on
you're a man. You're a man, and you're supposed to not go against women.
It could be.
Yeah. Hey man, you ever thought about being a lawyer, or you could have been a lawyer or something?
I did think about it. Yes.
Yeah. You good with words, man. You make a 30-second sentence go a mile.
Okay.
Okay, man. Have a good one. Good show.
All right, you do the same.
Okay.
Mary says classism. Classism exists, but I don't think it's kind of like how you hear people say, black people can't be racist. I don't know that poor people can be classist. I think classism works from the top down. And then actually it seems to me that the people on the lower rungs look at the people higher as if they're better than them. Like, they don't look at them as if they're beneath them. They look at them like they're better than me. That's what I want to be. And you very rarely see the people on top like, hey, they're better than me. That's what I want to be. Of course not. You're on top. People on top usually don't envy people on the bottom. They typically look down on them. If anything, they typically look down on them. But what I'm talking about is not classism. What I'm talking about is just acknowledging the differences between the different classes. And people like to pretend like that's not a thing. But if I got to work 3 jobs to put myself through school, not know where my next meal is coming from, and, struggle to do it, but you got a wealthy family and you don't have to do anything. You might decide to work just because, but you don't have to. You're comfortable. Your books is going to be paid for. Your room and board going to be paid for. You're not going to have to worry about what you're going to eat. You're not going to have to worry about if you're going to have a place to sleep, all of that kind of stuff. You got time to stop and, just make sure you got your homework done and make sure that you got the flyest clothes and the nicest car and so on and so forth. And then we both graduate. And everybody's like, oh, man, look, they're both the same. They both graduated. They're not the same. One had to do a lot more and work a lot harder and endure a lot more. I'm not saying that make them better, no, but it definitely makes their situations different. And one is a situation where, you're like, ooh, that's an enviable situation. And the other's like, ooh, that's a tough situation. Or to pretend like, well, there's no difference. It's not different. That kid worked just as hard as that kid. They got the same grades. No, they didn't have to work as hard. If me and you go out to the rock quarry and we do the exact same job, but I have to do it with all of these worries and on an empty stomach because I couldn't get no food last night and I don't know where I'm going to get food tonight, and I had to sleep in my car. And so, my neck hurt and my back hurt from being all cramped up in the seat. We doing the same job, sure. We both working hard, sure. I'm dealing with a whole lot more than you. They both worked equally hard. No, they didn't. Mary says, money helps. Poor people don't have a chance. I should call in, but it's too loud. I want to talk about Ironheart. I didn't finish watching Ironheart. I watched the 4th episode, I guess. I still got to finish watching the last 2. Even though I have already seen the spoiler. So I know what happened. Victoria says, Diddy is the sole person responsible for whatever his children are suffering through. It didn't have to be. I agreed. It is 100% his fault. Because, he could have just decided not to do the bad stuff. And again, for the people like, oh, they get on Diddy because he a freak and blah, blah, blah. Look, I don't care. I guarantee you there are people running around peeing on each other and doing, strange, weird threesomes and putting semen on their nipples and licking it off or whatever, but they're not beating people and forcing them to participate. And they're not going to be charged with it because they're not doing the horrible things to go along with it. So it's not about, oh, did they mad because Diddy a freak? Don't nobody care. Don't nobody really care about that. Fake Dave Stinger says, so what do we do about Diddy and the other rich that get away with crimes? What do we do about them? Maybe we try to not let them get away with crimes. I think what we do is we try to change the mindset of the culture. We try to change the mindset of the culture so that people ain't running around saying it ain't no such thing as right and wrong. So the people are acknowledging there's right and there's wrong, and that you should try to always do right. Don't do things that hurt people. Don't take from people. Don't, like, all of these simple things we need to change in our culture. I'm not going to knock another man's hustle. The other man is selling drugs to people, robbing people, killing people, and you're not going to knock that? If we not going to knock that, what are we doing? What are we doing if we can't say it's wrong to murder people? What are we doing if we can't say it's wrong to rob people? Well, I can't knock his hustle. Yes, Yes, you can and you should knock his hustle when his hustle is hurting people. Fake Dave Sninger said, do you think this Diddy case is validating these posts saying this is why women don't come forward? I'm not sure so much in this case. Only because there is some element of, Cassie to some degree was a willing participant. Now, he's wrong when he forced when the willing participant became no longer willing. And you force her, you're wrong. But I think it is difficult to, fully look at it and say, hey, you more than participated in some of this stuff. Well, that's why women don't want to come forward. No, I don't know about that. No. I think it's plenty of other cases that validate women not wanting to come forward. I can't necessarily say that this is one of them. Unless maybe if you were in a, doing a consensual thing and then, midway through you said stop and they said no and they continued. Of course, that's horrible. That's bad. But that's, coming forward on that somebody, I could see somebody using this. Like, that's why I didn't come forward, because people going to say I was participating in it. And so, it was my fault, which I'm not saying it was her fault. I'm saying it was bad when she said, I don't want to do this, and she was forced to do it. But I understand why some people might say, I don't maybe have as much sympathy for her as I might have for someone else, because she was a willing participant to a large degree. Mary says, you draw the line when she's not willing. I agree. James says, women can come forward to sue, but they can't go to the police and report what happened. Yes. And people keep saying that like that somehow, and I'm not saying this is what you're saying, James, but I've heard people say that as if that's somehow invalidates what happened. But here's the truth. There's a different standard of proof. There's a different standard of proof. So I'm with a chick. She say no. I keep going. Hey, no, we didn't video this. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? None of this stuff. We didn't. So how are you proving that beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law? There's a really good chance that if you take that to the police, they're going to be like, well, where's your proof? Because when they come to me, I'm going to be like, yeah, we did it. Yeah, she was down with it. Here's a text message from her saying, come and get this pee tonight. Oh, you expect us to believe that you sent that text message and then you changed your mind in the middle? That would be a hard thing to prove. So I think, the fact that I understand that there's a much higher burden of proof in a criminal case that I'm probably not going to meet, but in a civil case, I might be able to find some sort of justice. So just because I didn't go to the police and report it, don't mean it didn't happen. But a lot of men lately have been saying like, hey, what do you mean? If it happened, why ain't they go to the police? This is just a money grab. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but that's not my default. Twin says, Emanuel, quit trying to play capital saved hoe. Personally, I've never been to the Capitol. I'm not a hoe, and I've never had to be saved. So I am not the capital saved hoe. I'm not trying to play that. I'm sorry. Brian says he still should not have put hands on her. He should have let just leave with the bag of money she was stealing. Okay. That's what you landed on? She was trying to steal a bag of money, and so he beat her. He didn't beat her to keep her there and force her to have sex with people. He beat her because she was trying to steal a bag of money. That's what you landed on. Okay. And do whatever you got to do to justify your support, I guess. James said, I said it because you're putting a price on the situation. Who? I'm putting a price on the situation? How? No, and I'm not saying it like denying it. I might have said something that made it sound. What did I say that made it sound like I was putting a price on the situation? Twin said at the end of the day, y'all gonna still listen to Diddy music. I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to some Diddy music. Like sometime in the 90s, maybe. So maybe he mean the rest of y'all, but for real, I could not tell you the last time that I listened to some Diddy music. Like I couldn't even begin to imagine what it was, when it was. Then James says the victims are. No, that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing. I mean, to me, that's like saying if the police were to somehow harm or, kill someone that I love, well, if you can't get them convicted, then don't sue. Cause ain't no price on that. Like, no. The suit ain't just for money. Like, money is a part of it. Again, money can help. Money can help. I can get the counseling that I need with money. My PTSD, and I can, operate in my life without having to worry about my money. And, my PTSD may not allow me to move so fluently, but I have to because I have enough money. I don't have to get up and go to a 9-to-5 that I don't like for no money every day. Plus, that money takes away from some of that guy's resources. And the less resources that you have, at least theoretically, the less opportunity you have to victimize somebody else. Not to mention, it sends a message. I get a big settlement, that sends a message to other people that the courts are taking this serious. So if you're doing this, you might want to stop. So it's not, oh, you put a price on it. It's no. If this is the only degree of justice that I can get, I'll get it. Because it can serve a number of different purposes. Twin said he's logging off. Twin, enjoy the rest of your evening and your holiday. I hope he didn't. Hold on. Just so I don't know if he's logged off yet. Am I supposed to be devastated that you logging off? Or were you just like letting me know, like, hey man, peace, I'll holler at you later? But am I supposed to be like, no, Twin, I'll change my perspective. I'm sorry, Twin, please come back. Like, we'll be all right if you leave. It's cool. It's cool. Victoria said, I personally was never a big fan of Diddy. I'm still not clear about his involvement with Tupac and Biggie. He's always been straight skep. Still mourning Tupac. Yes, I went there. I'm sorry, I forgot the hashtag still mourning Tupac. DeAndre said, can they listen to R. Kelly yet? You shouldn't be listening to R. Kelly. You shouldn't be listening to R. Kelly. Twin say keep my soap opera going. Hey, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere till I click this thing and say, have a good day and be the reason somebody smiles. You ain't going no damn where. Stop it. At best, you're going to stop sending comments. But I know you still going to be there watching. James said, I just wish we could have a conversation with all the attacks, i.e. Twin and CK attacks. All right. Then Twin says, you don't know me. Bye. You ain't gone no damn where. You ain't fooling me. If you was gone, you would have been gone, 10 minutes ago when you said I'm logging out. And then the second time when you said, I'm out of here, you can have this. And then the third time when you said you can keep your soap opera going. And, then now, you ain't going no damn where. Just say, I'm upset with what y'all saying because it doesn't agree with my worldview. And I don't really know how to express it or get my point across. And it's frustrating me that other people can't see my perspective. And that makes me feel bad. Oh, I'm leaving. I'm going. I'm walking out the door. I'm about to put the key in. I'm about to turn it. I'm going to take one more step towards the door. I'm looking back before I leave. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. But you about to have to go somewhere because I'm about to wrap this show up. I got some stuff I got to do. I told y'all I was tired. I tried to give y'all about 2 hours. Yeah, I tried to give y'all about 2 hours, but I'm tired. I got to go do some stuff and pack up these shirts. I am so thankful that you guys decided to hang out. What's that? What's with that, James? James said, I don't miss living around black folks. James, just say you're frustrated with some of the conversation that you've heard, but you don't miss living around black folks. I know, look, I know I'm an extremist. I know I am. But we don't all have to be extremists. We don't all have to be extremists. You're frustrated because you don't like some things about the conversation and maybe interactions that people are having with you in the chat. I'm glad I don't miss living around black folks. It's extreme. It's extreme. We miss you, James. We miss you. But I get it. When you're frustrated, you know what I'm saying? When you're frustrated, sometimes you lash out. It happens. It happens. I understand it. All right, y'all. I'm about to James say you're not the problem. You're actually cool. No, I understand it. You're frustrated. You're frustrated. I get it. But I can't speak for nobody else, but I love and respect you, bro. I love and respect you, and I hope, that your frustrations, whatever the word is, forget less. James is on YouTube. Yes, James is on YouTube, so everyone won't see his comments. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I haven't eaten today. I need to go eat. See, I thought about it. So I need to go eat something. Like I said, do these shirts, get ready to get these out of here and get these to this brother. I want y'all to enjoy y'all weekend, enjoy your 4th of July. Be careful when you're out there. If you're doing anything with fireworks, be careful. Fireworks will blow you up. You know what I'm saying? People lose. People subside. Yes, I hope your frustrations subside. Thank you, Jerica. People lose fingers and all of that kind of stuff. Be careful on the 4th of July. And people be drinking. And so, be careful. Be vigilant out on the road. Like, drive defensively. When I be driving, especially, at night and, in times when people been drinking on weekends and holidays, I'm always watching far down the road because people have a tendency to get on the highway going the wrong way. And I never want to be one of them people caught off guard. Somebody was going down the highway the wrong way. I want to see them a long way off and get the heck out of the way. Be careful and safe out there because everybody else may not be. All right. Y'all enjoy the weekend, the holiday, and of course, over the course of this holiday weekend, be the reason that somebody smiles. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.